We need to stop listening to the lies that in the new covenant, God requires us to tithe. How many times have you been told that God requires you to tithe? They're manipulating you, and they are marketing you for their own profit. So let's examine and dive in. In Genesis 14:20, Abraham gave a tithe of all the spoils of war. That was the first and last time Abraham ever tithed. Continuing, in Deuteronomy 14:22-29, the children of Israel were commanded to bring the increase of their crops once a year to Jerusalem, and they ate the tithe. That's right, they ate the tithe. What did they do the second year? Once a year, they brought the increase of their crops, and if it was too far for them to go, they would sell the crop, buy some money in exchange, come to Jerusalem, and they would rejoice before the Lord. They ate the tithe. On the third year, we read in Deuteronomy 14:22-29, the Levites, four kind of people were distributed food. Those people were stranger, the orphan, the widow, and the Levite. The Levite got a portion of the tithe, his food. Then the Levite was to take what his portion was and to tithe that also to the sons of Aaron. We read that in Numbers 18:22-29. Let us shut the mouth of men who are profiting, you merchandise for their own gain, manipulating you, burden upon you, tell you that God will be not happy with you unless you give him money, when the tithe in the Old Testament was food. The verses in Malachi about bringing it into the storehouse, we see that the storehouse was the Levites bringing in their tithe, their food they received from the people, and storing it. And we read that in Nehemiah 10:10. The high priests were tithed, the Levites tithed to them. It was called a heave offering. No longer realize that you're required to bring any kind of money into a storehouse as though that is the local assembly. In the New Testament, we have no such thing. There are no commands to take tithes, no commands to receive tithes in the New Testament. Giving is directly from giver to getter, and it wasn't a corporation,